the draw. Photograph, right? So, the draw. That was you. Did you miss that part? Don't pick the money. Just pick that. No. The money. Get the money out of the way. These guys. We did. What do we got? Do we have Adrienne Malloy? Yay! Where are you, Adrienne? Who's here? I don't know where she went. She was here. Maybe she's working at the Wilderness. Well, anyway, that's wonderful. Adrienne Malloy from the Rotary Club of Halifax Harborside. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to leave, and you're going to stay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you had fun? You know, I would say that if you missed any of the outstanding plenary sessions that we had at this conference, just walk around the room and read the walls. That's a very unique way to capture what we listened to, what we heard. I don't know how you felt about some of those presentations, but some of those were yanking pretty hard at my heart. And I listened to some of those. The young lady yesterday who lost her son at Sandy Hook School. I don't think I could have done that. Maybe you could, but she had a lot of courage, I thought, and it was a very touching story. Listening to Ann Lee talk about her own personal experiences. Is she not a Rotary treasure? She believes in what she says. She lives it every day. And if you don't get inspired and encouraged by her story, you're probably not breathing. And I could go on about, I thought Mike McGovern, Mike always does a great job. I was delighted to see him here again. Get to be with Mike again, and I could go on about all of the speakers, but I think most of you heard them. And I want to thank you for coming. I think it's critically important for us to continue to exchange ideas. I think it's excellent to have somebody that's not one of you to come and hopefully share a couple of Rotary ideas with you. Over the years, Jed and I have picked up many, many ideas at district conferences and zone institutes and other Rotary meetings that we've tried really hard to share with our district. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you they always incorporate all of those great ideas, but we do share those ideas with them, and then when we go other places, we share those ideas with other groups. And you have some great ideas here. One of the things that I have been extremely impressed with is the cooperation I've seen among your past district governors. Sometimes when you're in this role, certainly when you're the president of Rotary International and you go someplace, you'll get into a district where they just don't quite see eye to eye. And they think you came there to be the official to adjudicate who's right and who's wrong. And I don't do that. I am a lawyer, but I just don't get into that. It's kind of hard to represent both sides, and I only have one card. So I just don't do that at all. But I don't sense any of that here. Now, does that mean everybody always agrees with everybody? No. And if you've ever been in a meeting with me, what you'll find out is I will many times argue a position that I couldn't support in any way, because I think it's critically important to put everything on the table. And hopefully, at the end of the day, come up with the best decision for our organization. What I sense in the Rotarians of this district is a great love for Rotary. I see how many wonderful things you're doing. I want you to stop and assess your own Rotary Club when you go home. I love these little tent cards, Lisa, that you had for the clubs here in the Halifax area. Every club needs to go home and do that. See what it is that you're doing in your community, and then challenge yourself and your club to do even more. I'm so impressed the fact that you had $1 million dinner in this district. And what was it, 1.6 million, Greg? Do you think they're not going to hear about that Thursday night in Barrie? I'm speaking at their $1 million dinner. And if they don't have at least 1.7 million, I'm not going to speak. You know, Governor Stella has been very kind to give us Greg and Claudia as our aides. They have done everything that we have asked them to do. We tried not to ask them to do too much. We pride ourselves in being low maintenance. We like to think that, you know, we always challenge my aides to say, your first job is to try to have more fun than I'm going to have. And unfortunately, Greg has failed miserably in that assignment. I know he's had a lot of fun, but I think I've had more fun, and that's because of each one of you here in the room. I've enjoyed getting to meet most of you, not that I've had an opportunity to sit down and talk with each one of you, but the ones that I've had an opportunity to get to meet on a little bit closer, more personal basis, I've thoroughly enjoyed the conversations. And I'm just sorry that I won't get to do that with everybody in the room. You know, the other thing that's exciting to me about this conference is all of these young people. Look at these bright faces. I would challenge all the Rotary clubs that have Interact and Rotaract clubs in their communities to work with these clubs. Include them in your projects. Don't just have a banquet and say, yeah, we use the Interact Club, they bust the tables. That's not what I'm talking about. Include them, make them feel important, make them feel an integral part of your project. And you know, they have great projects too. And you need to be helping them with their projects and raising their visibility. Now, not every community can probably have a Rotaract Club, but I think every community could have an Interact Club. And if your community doesn't have one, there's a lot of help, really good help in this district to counsel you and help you make that happen. And I highly encourage you to do that. We've had a wonderful time. We think that Rotary is alive and well in District 7820. We want to wish you the very best as you move forward. As we look at your governor-elect and your governor nominee and your governor-designate, well, I'm not so sure about your governor-designate. Yeah, well, you know, we figured out the other night that he already thinks he's a past district governor. I told the College of Governors the other night, it was a Frank Devlin joke, actually. They had asked him to make a comment, and about 35 minutes later, he shut up. And I said, you know, Frank Devlin's always saying that past district governors are like an old tennis shoe. Everything's worn out except the tongue. I'm kidding. You're in really, really good hands. And we would just wish you the very best, and we'll continue to all work together to finish our job on polio and to move Rotary forward. Please continue to light up Rotary.
Good morning, everyone. When you're district governor and the organizing team for the district conference, one of the big unknowns is who you're going to get for an RI rep. And most of them are excellent. Some of them not quite so. But when I was in San Diego, and I mentioned it when I introduced Ron yesterday, or Friday, whenever it was, when he was talking about his youth and growing up and so on, and it just struck me. He's one of us. He's just a Rotarian who loves this organization and he happens to be president. Stella, you lucked out. We all lucked out. They're just a fabulous couple. Jetta, we've really enjoyed you too. I notice you don't often have a chance to talk, but but Ron, thank you ever so much for coming. We've certainly enjoyed you, and I'd ask Stella to come forward.
Thank you, Greg.
For you, Jetta.
Should Jetta open this?
Yes, you should.
You know, I'm not always as dumb as I look.
He gets to open the card.
I hope it's not well wrapped.
Thank you, Stella.
Hold that, would you?
Sure.
Oh, let me help. Everything's gonna fall
I was gonna say, I can tell.
out. We wrapped it well for travel.
I'll rewrap it well for travel. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful.
That's very unique, but we don't have anything.
No, yes, that's gorgeous.
You got it.
Like Ron just said, everything is worn out on our past district governor other than the tongue, so I'm going to talk for a minute more. Bruce Templeton reminded me before he left this morning that in 2013, I rode into St. John's on a colored horse because a white horse wouldn't be caught underneath me, caused a kind of a stir, and then left for he and Vicky, the RCMP lady, and Wilf and Don to sort out sort of a mess I left behind, and all of a sudden we have a RILA coming this summer. And I just want to speak to the Interact students for just a moment. You're probably not 18, but you probably have a sister or a brother or a cousin or a friend who is 18. This is going to be an extraordinary opportunity for somebody between 18 and 30 to attend in August. I would encourage you to go back, talk to your friends, tell them what an amazing experience is going to be, get them to go to their local Rotary Club and say, I want to go to St. John, please help me out. Thank you ever so much.
Deep breath. I'm going to cry before I start. A few housekeeping things. I just want to do some things that I think I've forgotten over the last few days. Every time you come up here, you're supposed to do something more and you never do it. So first of all, I want to say a huge thank you to Happy Valley Goose Bay, who brought and donated this amazing picture and for the money that we raised for polio. Adrian, you are here now. You can come and get them. You did win them both. So if you want to come and take it, you should, because Phoenix Choir are going to be here and there's not going to be room for it on the stage. So congratulations. Thank you. And Dean, yeah, thank you so much for that donation. And please take back to Richard how much we appreciate the have I got the right? Jeff Goodyear. I'm thinking of, Jeff Goodyear for that. It's amazing. Thank you. We have a birthday. We talked about club birthdays yesterday. We have a 90th birthday coming up here for one of our past district governors. John Williamson, are you here? Could you stand up? Now you've all stood up. Nobody can see John. John is a huge supporter of Rotary. He jumped out of an airplane for polio He's been certainly my mentor. He's from Halifax, and John, it's been such a pleasure to be with you. And he was the one who helped me put the article into In Touch magazine about polio a little while ago. So, John, we love you. We love you to death. Club of the Year, I forgot that not just a little red disc, but there's actually a gorgeous certificate, a gorgeous plaque. So Hillsborough Rotary Club will be getting this, and I haven't engraved it, but we'll organise to have that done. But Anne, if you would take this. So I gave them a little red thing for their banner, but actually this is way more important, I think. And they need to bring it back to Truro next year, so make sure that because that's the biggest problem, is it goes out and we're worried it won't come back. So please, could you take that to Hillsborough? And again, congratulations to Hillsborough for the Club of the Year. Wild Lupin has videotaped many of the things of this conference. So if you do want a copy of the tape, I'm going to have some. I'm going to get some available. And so we will put an opportunity up on the district website for you to do that. Or you can talk to Brian, is it Brian? At the back of the room. And we do have cards. But anyway, just Brian, thank you so much for coming. We're so grateful to you for this. And it's a wonderful opportunity, certainly for me, to remember what happened, because it's all a bit of a blur at the moment. But I know it was a wonderful time. One thing I want to mention is the seating. A couple of people mentioned to me a few times about the seating plans. We did decide at the beginning of we were going to seat people all over the place, and then past Rotary International President Ron came in, and he suggested, and I really liked the idea, that we didn't do seating, that we allowed people to seat. So you can sit with your friends, you can sit where you wish. So I hope nobody was offended by the fact that we didn't have top tables or head tables or places where you should sit. And if anybody was, I apologize. But I think it's better. I think it's nice that you can sit where you wish. And so, as I said, if I've offended people, I apologize. But anyway, I think it was the right thing to do. I want to say a huge thank you to some of the people that have come from away. To Ron and Claire Noseworthy, I'm not sure if they're still here, from Shelterbox. You are, oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's so good to see you. To Anne Lee, thank you. Oh my gosh. And there's just so many other people, and I'm going to get it wrong, so I'm not going to go any further than that. Is Scarlett still here? I don't know if Scarlett's still here. No, okay. But anyway, thank you, thank you. And finally, to my team, I just want to say a big thank you, because I haven't really thanked them enough, but to Jim and Barbara. You have been phenomenal this year. Jim has been behind me at every step of the way, all those videos, everything I did. Jim's probably one that posted and put things up. So if you saw anything, it's because of Jim. It's not because of me, I'm ashamed to say. But I am going to learn this year. That's my goal next year, is to learn how to post things. But Jim and Barbara, you have been phenomenal. I'm so proud of you. And we are going to do an official handover soon. But I just want to thank you for everything that you've done. And for Elva, I couldn't have done anything without you. The foundation is fabulous. Her attention to detail is incredible. She's always there for me. I've spent many nights at her house figuring things out and doing things, so thank you. And Don, who jumped in, as soon as Don got the nomination to be district governor nominee, he came at his own expense to Halifax to one of the district meetings, because he's so keen to learn about the district. So you are going to be in good hands. And of course, Greg, who went off to Florida and left me alone as soon as I got to be. And I'm going to try and do the same to you, Jim. I promise you, I'm going to try really carefully to go away and not to be there. So if I am there, just push me on give me the elbow and say, go away. So finally, changeover day. Whew. 3 years ago, at the beginning of this journey, I was sitting in Vancouver at my first Zone Institute. And I was sitting on a couch in the hotel. I was on my own. I didn't really know anybody very well. I love Vancouver. I've actually lived and worked in Vancouver for a little while. I was really nervous, and my phone buzzed, and it was a text from past district governor, or maybe an email from past district governor Bob Moffat. And he said, You will never walk alone. Even when the road appears difficult, there is always a way. And I looked at that and I went, oh, I can do this. And I got up and walked into the room where we were having the evening icebreaker for all the other district governors in our zone who I was going to meet like me. So I want you to know how important it is, if you know that somebody in your club is doing something and it's something unusual, to remember that and help them and follow them through, because I've kept that with me every day of my 3-year term. And it has been difficult at times, but I know past District Governor Bob's not here, but that meant a lot to me, and I haven't been alone because of all of you every time anything's come up. So I'm so grateful to all of you for making me and for Paul to be so welcome, and I'm just so grateful to everything that you've done for me. I have a big thank you now to our conference committee. So I wish that they would stand up briefly. Everybody from the committee, Barbara, Louisa, Adrienne, please stand. And please, let's say a huge thank you, Ron. It's just been an incredible, Donna, Gord, Jim, probably. Thank you so much. Good job. This would never have happened without them. So at this stage, it's my pleasure to bring up District Governor-elect Jim, and the Truro President-elect, I believe, is coming up. Is it Garth? Yes. And to bring up Donna Clark, and my club president. And we're going to hand over, and Paul, you should probably come up, and Barbara, and we'll hand over the pin and the banner. I don't know where the banner is. They took it down. Do we know where it is? I actually need it. So, another little glitch. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll do the handover of the pins, and then we'll do the banners afterwards. So, Jim, do you want to... I have it here. I have to find it. I haven't... The district governor's pin is quite valuable, and it's really nice. This is actually the first time I've worn the real one, because I was terrified I'd lose it, so... So, Jim, if I can do this for you. It is such pleasure for me to do this. Yes, of course. Thank you.
This is the past district governor pin, and a beautiful thing as well.
Without the tongue attached.
Without the tongue.
Oh, sorry, I missed
Perfect.
it. Okay, thank you. And I guess maybe we'll do the banner in 2 minutes when I...
Now, is it,
You can say something, yeah, and I have a few more things to say at the end. But
is it my turn to say thank you?
Oh, maybe. Should we do it now? Yeah.
I can do that right now.
Okay, so sorry. We'll do the banner in a minute. I apologize.
Someone,
Oh, okay, come on up.
they have the banner. Before we do this, there was a beautiful End Polio Now certificate that was under here. Did anybody happen to pick that up?
So it's been I've been very proud to have this at the club for the last year, and Donna, I think we'll let you hand this over to
That's the one.
I thought it was a card that was left behind.
It's not left behind. I'm going to ask Barbara to come up and Paul. And this is a little traditional thing that I want to do for Stella. For those that don't know, at this time, there's usually the traditional gifts from the incoming district governor and his spouse to the outgoing district governor and spouse. And it's traditionally flowers and maybe a bottle of scotch. Those are the sorts of things. And I'll leave it to your imagination who gets which. But Don and Elva and I had a little conversation about the appropriateness of that. The flowers wilt, and the scotch becomes drunk, or the person that drinks it, it disappears, evaporates, whatever. So we were trying to think of something appropriate to recognize the turnover of District Governor Stella and her spouse Paul. And we could think of nothing better than a contribution to a cause that both of them have fought long and hard for, Stella in particular. So we are, on behalf of the district, making a contribution from district funds of $1,000 to the End Polio Now campaign. And that's what this card was that Stella found and took that says exactly that. I need Barbara to stay. Just past President Ron, still District Governor Stella, Rotarians, friends, I just want to say that, and I have to have Barbara beside me. This is the reason that I'm not only the man I am, but the Rotarian that I am. She brought me into the club initially, whether she knows it or not, and and is one of the reasons that I've been able to maintain it. I'm going to need her more than ever for this next year, just as I depend on her all along. For this next year, I'm going to need it more than ever. I want to say right now that it's a great day to be a Rotarian. And as we pass through this next 14 months, until the time of the Truro conference in May of 2013, or 16, May 13th, Friday the 13th, when you're going to be in Truro to help us celebrate our year and our passage, I hope we'll be able to say at the end of it that not only have we have lit up Rotary, lighted it, lit it. We're going to light up Rotary. We're going to become a gift to the world. And that we're going to be able to say at the end of it, it's not only a great day to be a Rotarian, it's been a great year to be a Rotarian. So thank you all very, very much.
So just a few more words, and then you're going to hear the Phoenix Choir, which will be delightful at the end. So, past Rotary International President Ron and Jetta, it has been such a pleasure to have you here with us. It truly has. I can't tell you what it's meant to me to have you here. So thank you. And your words today were phenomenal. Thank you very much. Thank you. We loved you. I had here that we loved you all, but most of all, Jetta. Paul has been beside me for much of this year. Paul has been the most phenomenal membership chair that we have had in this district for a long time. I know Bill Lemon was good, but Paul was brilliant. You are a phenomenal person. I'm not sure what you're going to do in Rotary after this. He keeps saying, I need a Rotary holiday, but then he never takes one, so... So I'm just so grateful for you to have been at all the clubs and to have seen what you've seen and have done what you've done. So thank you so much for everything. So finally, I hope that you've discovered Rotary this week. I hope you've discovered lots about Rotary this weekend. I hope that I know that we've celebrated Rotary. It's been a fantastic time. We've had lots of celebration. Thanks to AJ, I don't know if he's still here, and Ian and Monica, but that's been fun. Everything's been fun. Barbara, your voice is second to none. Fantastic. Thank you. So I now need you to go out and share Rotary. I need to share your passion, share what you've learnt this weekend. You can get the disc from Wild Lupin, so you can really share at your clubs what they missed this weekend. So let's discover Rotary, celebrate Rotary, and let's share it with all our clubs. We do light up Rotary in this part of the world, and we will continue to do so by sharing of our time, talent, and knowledge. Thank you, everybody, for this year. I just can't put into words what it's meant to me. I'll never forget it. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
There we go. So just before I introduce the Phoenix Youth Choir, I will say briefly, and I do mean briefly, I had an absolutely fantastic team on the conference planning committee. Each and every single one of them did their jobs fantastically well and went above and beyond, and I cannot even begin to find the words to express how wonderful they really were. So on behalf of me, thank you, team. You were absolutely fabulous, and you just made it all go perfectly well. Thank you so much. So, now you're in for a treat. So choir, would you like to come in and start forming up as I'm introducing you? The Phoenix Community Choir. Now in its third season, the choir is made up of youth and staff from the Phoenix family and members alike. I think many of us might recognize one of the people in the back when they get lined up. He doesn't look like one of the youth people, but you know what? He fits in really, really well, and you'll see him sticking out when they get up there lined up. The group, under the direction of Simon Abbott, has made waves both at home in Halifax and across the province, and has performed over the years in concert with greats such as Nova Voce, Symphony Nova Scotia, and Raylene Rankin. There's our lovely Rotarian member in the back. Wave, Dick, wave! Oh yes, Stephen. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Duncan, how you doing? It's like old home week. That's fabulous. So, this group, known for their high level of energy and emotion in their music, are diverse in their membership and in their choice of repertoire. We're in for a real treat. And any of you who were here 2 years ago will remember how wonderful these folks are. So please join with me in welcoming the Phoenix Community Choir. Welcome, Simon.
$500 songs for you, and I just thought I'd take the opportunity to say that Jacques, who's singing the solo on this next song, is pinch hitting very last minute. So road is long.
Great way to end. Thank you so much and safe travels home. We'll see you all next year in Truro.